Rather than love, than money, than fame, give me truth. How vain it is to sit down to write when you have not stood up to live. The question is not what you look at, but what you see. Dreams are the touchstones of our characters. Books are the treasured wealth of the world and the fit inheritance of generations and nations. Do not be too moral. You may cheat yourself out of much life, so aim above morality. Be not simply good, be good for something. I went to the woods because I wished to live deliberately. Our life is frittered away by detail. Simplify, simplify. Live in each season as it passes, breathe the air, drink the drink, taste the fruit, and resign yourself to the influence of the earth. Read the best books first, or you may not have a chance to read them at all. I would rather sit on a pumpkin, and have it all to myself, than be crowded on a velvet cushion. Disobedience is the true foundation of liberty. The obedient must be slaves. The greatest compliment that was ever paid me was when one asked me what I thought, and attended to my answer. As if you could kill time without injuring eternity. I was not born to be forced. I will breathe after my own fashion. Let us see who is the strongest. Nothing makes the earth seem so spacious as to have friends at a distance, they make the latitudes and longitudes. There is no remedy for love but to love more. Our truest life is when we are in dreams awake. Heaven is under our feet as well as over our heads. Any fool can make a rule. And any fool will mind it. A man is rich in proportion to the number of things which he can afford to let alone. Every generation laughs at the old fashions, but follows religiously the new. All men want, not something to do with, but something to do, or rather something to be. The language of friendship is not words, but meanings. What is the use of a house if you haven't got a tolerable planet to put it on? An early morning walk is a blessing for the whole day. Could a greater miracle take place than for us to look through each other's eyes for an instant? This world is but canvas to our imaginations. Only that day dawns to which we are awake. There is more day to dawn. The sun is but a morning star. When I hear music, I fear no danger. I am invulnerable. I see no foe. I am related to the earliest times, and to the latest. It is never too late to give up your prejudices. The mass of men lead lives of quiet desperation. How many a man has dated a new era in his life from the reading of a book? For my greatest skill has been to want but little. It is not worth the while to let our imperfections disturb us always. I say, beware of all enterprises that require new clothes, and not rather a new wearer of clothes. The most I can do for my friend is simply to be his friend. There are 1,000 hacking at the branches of evil to one who is striking at the root. Pursue some path, however narrow and crooked, in which you can walk with love and reverence. I had 3 chairs in my house, 1 for solitude, 2 for friendship, 3 for society. Say what you have to say, not what you ought. Any truth is better than make-believe. It is not enough to be industrious, so are the ants. What are you industrious about? I can alter my life by altering my attitude. He who would have nothing to do with thorns must never attempt to gather flowers. The universe is wider than our views of it. I have an immense appetite for solitude, like an infant for sleep, and if I don't get enough for this year, I shall cry all the next. Wildness is the preservation of the world. The path of least resistance leads to crooked rivers and crooked men. Friends. They cherish one another's hopes. They are kind to one another's dreams. Men have become the tools of their tools. Amid a world of noisy, shallow actors, it is noble to stand aside and say, I will simply be. We are born as innocents. We are polluted by advice. I have, as it were, my own sun and moon and stars, and a little world all to myself. I should not talk so much about myself if there were anybody else whom I knew as well. Thank God men cannot fly, and lay waste the sky as well as the earth. If a plant cannot live according to its nature, it dies, and so a man. That man is the richest whose pleasures are the cheapest. What sort of philosophers are we, who know absolutely nothing of the origin and destiny of cats? We are constantly invited to be what we are. Books must be read as deliberately and reservedly as they were written. I have no doubt that it is part of the destiny of the human race in its gradual improvement, to leave off eating animals.